Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from whatever part of the country you're watching us from. It's so nice to have another webinar session. I could say probably the first webinar session, product education webinar we're having this year. So, my name is Quincy Ademola, and I am the Digital Education Assistant Manager of EduTAMS. And first, I want to say thank God for giving us this privilege to be back here again this new year, where we can learn together, unlearn and relearn, and we get to get better. So, please, if you can hear me, kindly drop your favorite emoji in the comment section, or you just type "I can hear you," so I get to know we are both on the same page. Please, I would love to see that in the comment section. Oluwatosin Rabiu, please, can you hear me? Just give me your favorite emoji in the comment section, or you tell me, just let me know you can hear me. Please, I'll be waiting for that. And while I'm waiting for that, we just talk about what EduTAMS is. EduTAMS is a school and learning management platform that is cloud-based. It ensures that it simplifies every school day-to-day activities from the point of admission to the point of graduation. And EduTAMS has three major products, which is EduTAMS Basic for the private K-12 schools, that's nursery, primary, and secondary school. EduTimes Essential for the public K-12 schools, and EduTimes Pro for the tertiary institutions, either university, college of education, polytechnic, monotechnics, as much as possible. So thank you, Toyin, for letting me know. Oh, YouTube user, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, we promised that this session is not going to take much of our time. But while the session is going on, I'm going to tell my audience that please, when you have questions, so you don't get to forget, drop those questions in the comment section. So drop them. We are going to be answering this comment section. We are going to be answering all our questions, and we ensure that we won't take much of our time. So without wasting much of our time, today we're going to be discussing maximizing lesson notes on maximizing learning notes for improved learning outcomes. So maximizing lesson notes for improved learning outcomes. And when we talk about improved learning outcomes, I think that is the major core of what we do in school to improve positive learning outcomes for our students engagement as much as possible. So, talking about the part there, lesson notes, that takes me to tell you that so I'm super excited that lesson note, the long awaited lesson notes that we've been expecting on EduTimes Basic is currently live. So that means teachers do not need to stress to write lesson notes again. I think that's an exciting news. That's an exciting news. So without wasting much of our time, let's just dive right into it. So today I'm going to be talking directly. We're going to be discussing the lesson notes, what it looks like, and how we can get to utilize it for our day-to-day activities. And I'm sure this is going to be a good tool, a better tool for teachers. So, like I said earlier, the topic is maximizing lesson notes for improved learning outcomes. And there will definitely be a challenge that will probably make sure that, okay, that is one of the reasons why we are coming to solve. So there are definitely pain points. So the first thing here is, what are the challenges of using manual lessons? So the first major challenge of using manual lessons, that's the normal one we're used to, is usually for teachers it is very stressful and time consuming trying to prepare the lesson plans. And when I say lesson plans, it's not only about the notes, it's also about the entire plans, the behavioral objectives, starter approach, practical approach, instructional materials, the best introduction, previous knowledge, and you understand how the whole thing goes. So usually it's very time consuming and very stressful for teachers to write it. You write it this time, you write it next time, you understand how the flow goes. So it's usually very stressful. And the second major challenge here is usually it poses limited student engagement because the student just read it and they can't really engage. Probably as a learner, I'm at home and I'm just going through my notes. I probably cannot ask questions. I can't reach out to my teacher about that particular topic because I'm definitely at home. There's no way I can possibly reach out to that teacher at that current moment. So it limits student engagement. And also, there is one major pain point and challenge for school administrators and school owners specifically. Usually, currently, there is, should I say, lack of human resource when it comes to the teaching aids, lack of human resources. So most teachers are beginning to leave school. Like we are beginning to look for more teachers in schools right now. And one major challenge is, let's imagine a teacher leaves school probably in the middle of the term. And at that moment, learning is a bit paused. It is paused at that moment. And students are left stranded. The school owners are trying, the school administrator is trying around to get somebody notes and everything. Usually it is usually very strenuous and stressful. And let's say another teacher comes in between, there is a different pattern the previous one is coming with and a new pattern. So there's going to be lack of continuity. It's going to leave students more stranded, and it's a big headache for school administrators. Then the last point here I'm going to be talking about is usually the cumbersome assessment process is usually very cumbersome because you want to after every teaching there, after you've, I think the last thing on the lesson plan is evaluation. Definitely, you want to evaluate if learning has actually been met. And we say usually learning cannot be achieved except there is change in positive behavior. So definitely, you want to assess, okay, has learning been met and everything. And the process can be quite cumbersome. I can imagine if you are in you have a class of about 40 learners and you want to assess all of them with their different needs. You want to get different points, different data set. You want to know, okay, this person, can I, maybe a learner can answer the question knowledge, but you want to assess, okay, probably speed. You want to assess the time taken for the learner to be able to do all of that. Usually the process for assessment is usually very, very cumbersome. Now, this takes us to the next thing here, which is the benefits of using EduTAMS Lesson Notes for schools. Now, the very one benefit I'm going to talk about is the continued and consistent teaching patterns. Definitely, using EduTAMS Lesson Notes, like I said, one other challenge, the previous challenge, I said when a teacher leaves in between terms. Now, there is consistency and continuity because there is a specific pattern that is already set down, and you don't need to. A teacher doesn't need to because the teacher has left doesn't mean that okay everything has to just stop abruptly. So there's continuity, there's consistency. Now the second thing here I'm going to be addressing, like I said, we're not going to waste much of our time, we're just going to go into the practical. The second thing I'm going to mention here is real-time access to lesson notes for monitoring. Majorly at the beginning of term, or some schools do it that during the break period, the teachers write their lesson notes, and the head of school, probably the HOD, the heads of academic, director of academic, principal, in whatever capacity, they would want to monitor this lesson notes. They want to evaluate it. They want to see if it is up to standard. They want to say, okay, this. They want to ensure they monitor it. And usually, you can't really monitor lessons real time easily. You might try, but you might not be able to achieve it to expectation. Then one other benefit also here is central repository. So yes, there is when we talk about repository, we talk about database, like a specific place where okay, now there's a central repository. I have all of these lessons. I can look at them, I can monitor them, I can say, okay, yes, now I have a repository for all of the lessons that is currently going on in my school. Now, one of the benefits also of using lesson notes for teachers, the first thing is time saving. It is usually very time saving. So I do not need to write a bulk load of lesson notes. I don't need to start looking for, okay, what is the current practice, the standard practice? Everything is ready. Standardized format and lesson plan. Yes, I do not need to start looking for what lesson plan do I need to use because, or trying to think of the practical approach, the starter approach. because I already have all of that on using, if I'm a teacher and I'm using EduTAMS, then definitely I have all of that provided for me. Then one other benefit of using EduTAMS Lesson Note for teachers also is that it increases student engagement with class interaction. Now on EduTAMS platform, there is a class interaction section, that section for teachers and students. So this is just like a WhatsApp chat. It aids the student to be able to interact directly on any lesson content they are currently on. So they can ask questions directly, and the teachers also can respond immediately. So now the benefit of using EduTime Lesson Notes for students, number one that I love is it is accessible anytime, anywhere. So as a learner, probably you have a learner that is sick or a learner that is probably that was hospitalized or anything. That learner do not need to start asking, maybe trying to reach out to his or other classmates to borrow note, borrow notes. You know the way we do it back then. The learner can access it from anywhere he or she is, irrespective of the circumstance going on. And also, it is personalized. So I love the fact that it is personalized. Every learner can read at his or her own pace and can learn at his or her own pace. Then the second benefit also here is the fact that it is an interactive content, and it also increases student engagement. Like I said earlier, you can reach out to your teacher, you can discuss. So technology does not have to take away student engagement, rather it would increase it. Then the third thing here is it improves learning outcomes. It improves learning outcomes. Now, this takes me to the values of using EduTAMS lesson notes, assessment, and interaction. Number one, for teachers, it is a comprehensive lesson planning and teaching tool. Then the second one also is it is integrated assessment and class interaction tools, like I talked about. Then the time efficiency and offline access to learning materials. So anytime I can choose to download these learning materials on my mobile phone, on my laptop, or my iPad, and access them. Probably I'm in a place where there is internet. I can download everything. I can have access to it when I no longer have internet. Now, one of the values also, some of the values for the students are there are clear learning objectives and accessibility, self-assessment opportunities. So as a learner, I can choose to assess myself and just look at how well I can do and get better. Then increase the engagement. And for the school administrators, the values here are it improves oversight and monitoring for lesson plans approvals, self-assessment, and enhanced curriculum compliance, because this lesson content, they have gone through, they are standardized and they've gone through curriculum compliance. So this helps all of what we are saying. So, with what I have said now, I hope you are beginning to drop your questions for me right now. So, please, you can start dropping your questions. I'll be expecting. Like I said, we're not going to take much of our time. We're going to dive right into the demo soon. So, but before we do that, let's just quickly go on a 1 minute break, and we check out all of these things I've been saying. We look at it through. We get to know how best it is for us to assess them and how we can do that on our EduTAMS portal. So just stay with me. Yes, you are welcome back. Welcome back. So please, I'm going to share my screen now, and you'll be the one to tell me if you can see my screen. That is, you'll be doing me a lot of favor. If you can see my screen, please kindly let me know you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, my audience, my educators, cloners, school administrator, if you can see my screen, can you drop it in the comment section that yes, you can see my screen, or you just drop your emoji. Let me know we're both still on the same page and we're still together. Oh, thank you, Taiwo Ayomide. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, I'll still wait for one more person. One more person. Yes. I'm still waiting. I want to know if we're still together, if I've not lost you, if you've not lost me. So if you can see my screen, just let me know. You can see my screen. Oh, thank you, Toib. Thank you, Toib Adeni. All right, without wasting much of our time, now I want to show you how you can access this lesson notes I've been talking about since. I've been so excited to talk about things. I want to show you how it works, what is the dynamics. So the first thing I'm going to say is, as a school portal administrator, if you're here, the first thing you must ensure to do is you must have allocated subjects to these teachers, to your teachers, allocated their subjects to them. And also, you must have ensured that student registrations have been done. So once these two things have been done, what it does is this: it enables the subject teachers to be able to have access to the lesson notes that pertains to that subject. And it also enables the students to also have access to the lesson notes that pertains to them. Now, after you've done these two things, the one thing you want to do as a teacher is you want to log into your school portal. Now, I have logged in as a staff. You can see here, Balabanji, I am a staff. Now, once I have logged in, the first thing you're going to be seeing is your dashboard, something like this. You're going to be seeing everything that concerns your school. You can see the first term's subject allocation. So currently, Balabanji, or let's say I'm Balabanji, I'm the subject teacher for GSS 1A History, Mathematics Basic Science, GSS 2A, GSS 3A Mathematics, and GSS 3A Basic Science. Now, I've confirmed that I have been allocated those subjects to teach. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is this. I find my way from the side menu to e-resources. E-resources. Let me say that again. E-resources. So once I click on e-resources, you're going to see video tutorials or lesson note teacher. So ensure you click on lesson note teacher. Now, once you click on lesson note teacher, this is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to see. You will see lesson note, select them. So you can select any of the term you want to work with. You can select second term, you can select first term or second term. Now, you select the program. Now, the program for some people might be nursery schools, might be primary schools, might be junior secondary, it might be senior. So it depends on the class you're teaching. So yeah, I'm teaching I'm teaching junior secondary school, and my class here. So let's select JSS1. So I have access to JSS1, JSS2, and JSS3 class. Now, my subject here that I'm teaching here is history. So let me just select history as a subject. Now, after I have selected all of this, the very next thing I want to do is I want to click on fetch. Now, once I click on fetch, this is what I should see. This is what I should see. Please, if you are still with me, if you can still see my screen, let me know in the comment section. So once you can see this screen like this, now here, this is what it's saying. It's a weekly topic. Now there is a note. Click on each button to view weekly topic and assessment. So week 1, week 2. Now I have to week 11. Then the first week that has been selected is week 1. So I can choose to click on week 2. Now I've clicked on week 2. Now you can see that this place has changed to week 2. So the major topic in this week 2 is major centralized states in pre-colonial Nigeria. The first subtopic 1 here is examples of centralized states in pre-colonial Nigeria, Hausa state. Subtopic 2, examples of centralized states in pre-colonial Nigeria, Hausa state political organization. So That is, and you will notice also from this point there is week assessment. So I'll come back to this week assessment, but let's read the notes firstly. So let's click on this subtopic one here. Now, clicking on this subtopic one, as a teacher, remember we are still talking about as a teacher, how you can access it. Now, this is the first thing you're going to see here, which is your lesson plan. Now you can see the topic, the subtopic, the starter, learning objectives, teacher's activity, learner's activity, practical approach, instructional resources, and references. Now, after you've seen that, you scroll down and you can see the lesson notes here. Now, this is what the lesson notes looks like. You can see this here. The references, the note itself, you can read it from here. Now, I know that for some people, they want to access these notes offline and they want to have it to their mobile devices or their laptops or their iPad. So the next thing you want to do is you can click on download note. So once you click on download note, you can have access to it on your device. So let's open the notes I downloaded so that it's not like Quincy's just saying it. She's not telling us exactly. Now you can see this is it on my device. So I'm using my Microsoft Word right now. You can see this is it on my device. Yes. So after you've done that, I'm very sure that there are some learners that will be reading this note and they want to converse with you, they want to talk to you. So you can see from this place here, I don't understand the major centralized states, sir. So that is a student talking to you. So just like a normal WhatsApp chat here, the class interaction section, just like your normal WhatsApp chat, you can respond to messages, and this improves student engagement. So you can say, okay, can we schedule a makeup class? Then you click on send. So that helps. That gives that helps you to be able to respond to your learner. Now, one other very important thing also here is you want to definitely, after you've taught your class, you want to view assessment questions. You want to evaluate them. So you click on view assessment questions. Now, when you click on view assessment question, sorry, I think I'm having network issues. So when you click on view assessment questions, it's going to show you assessment questions of that particular topic of that particular topic. Now, the second part I also want to show you also is still on assessment though, but this time is now week assessment. That means the entire generalized assessment for the term. You know, we usually some schools they used to do continuous assessment. That's week. I said weekly. Yeah, weekly. So you can have the general, like the combination of all of the subtopics assessment together in this section when you click on week assessment. Now, after we've discussed how a staff can access this lesson content, how about we discuss how a student can access the same lesson content? So definitely a student, because I know that you as a teacher, you definitely have to guide your students on how to use them. And I love the student part so much because he ensures personalization for these students, and he also measures. You can measure it. The system you talk to them would encourage them not to give up and a whole lot of things. So before I dive right into it, let me see if you're still with me. Please, if you're still with me, just let me know in the comment section that yes, I can hear you. Oh, thank you, Simeon Atoyebi. Thank you very much, YouTube user. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's then dive, since I know you're with me, let's dive right into the student segment. Like I said, we won't take your time. Now, the first thing you want to ensure you do on your EduTAMS platform is you ensure that your learners have logged into their platform. So I have logged in as a student as Adebowale Glory into my EduTAMS platform. The same place, the same way you saw the lesson notes. You come to the side menu, then you find e-resources. Once you click on e-resources, you also click on lesson notes. You can see this time is student, not lesson note teacher. So once you click on lesson note students, you're going to see this. So the page for the student is a bit different because students are, you definitely as a student, you're going to be offering variety of subjects, unlike teachers that are going to be teaching specific subjects. So for the students now, I can see agricultural science, basic technology, business studies, history, home economics, and so on and so forth. You would notice that this agricultural science, it says the total topic this student can take is 14, then 1 out of 15 notes has been taken. Basic science, 0 out of 16 notes has been taken. Basic technology, 13 topics, then 1 out of 22 notes has been taken. Then you can see also here, they are take weekly assessment. So yeah, learners can take weekly assessment questions. That is going to comprise of everything. But before I touch that, let's dive right into what it looks like for this for the learners. So let's imagine that I want to read agricultural science. So let's just click on agricultural science. And you will see this is what it comes out. This is what comes out for me. So it's telling me, welcome Adebowale, you're on your way to greatness. You can see my name here is Adebowale Glory. So it is personalized to me. Now, the next thing I want to see here is these are my week outlines. These are all the topics I have for week 1. You can see that. For week 2, these are the topics I have for week 2, history and type of agriculture. I have lesson 1, I have lesson 2. For week 3 also, same thing. If you can see it, view notes, take quiz, and so on and so forth. Now let's read, let's look through it and let's even say, let's read week 2, lesson 2. And I click on view notes. So once I click on view notes, you can see it here. It says learning outcome. I Adebowale. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to list different types of agriculture, define subsistence, commercial, and plantation farming. Let's get started. Then let's get started now. So once I click on let's get started now, the next question here is this, just a moment. Which of this applies to you? I am reading ahead of the class. I am reading after the class. So let's imagine I am reading ahead of the class. So I click on I'm reading ahead of the class. Then it says save and proceed. So the moment I click on save and proceed, this is what I have here. This is what I have here. So I can read my notes. I can read my notes as much as I like. And once I read my notes, yes, just like that, I can also take my assessment. Now, let's see our assessment here. So let's take assessment. So this is what the assessment looks like for me as a learner. So I can choose, okay, that involve rearing. Let's answer these questions together. Sorry, I don't know Greek. That should involve rearing of animals that feed on, sorry, the glass, and let's choose commercial farming. Then the next question, let's answer, the next question here is, let's answer question 2. My network is quite bad. I don't know why my network is just doing me a lot of things. So let's just imagine that we've answered all of the questions. Then you click on submit. So you ask your end of assessment. Are you sure you want to perform this operation? Yes. So once it has the operation has been performed, there is going to be, like I said my network is dealing with me. So once I have finished my assessment question, the next thing is going to, and is going to tell me, are you done? Don't give up. If I failed probably out of 5 questions, and also note for every lesson notes there is a question. So it tells me maybe I failed, maybe I failed 3 questions out of 5. So it tells me, don't give up. Do you want to retake this assessment, or do you want to review the notes again? If I had more than that, it gives me a thumbs up, tell me, well done. Then also when I'm done with that, I can go to the next lesson, and it takes me to my next lesson that I'm supposed to read. So I can choose I am reading after the class. And once I am done with that, I can select, okay, this is after the class I am reading. I read my notes, and I can also discuss with my teacher. So this is okay. I also promised that I was going to show I hope my network doesn't do me dirty. I promised I was going to show the weekly assessment also. So let's go back to um, this part. So you can see take weekly assessment. So if I click on week two assessment, if my network is not being funny, it should show me, yes, this is what the weekly assessment looks like. So the difference between the assessment for each of those topics is that the assessment, the weekly assessment comprises of everything, just like the normal weekly assessment we used to do. So it will comprise of every subject together and bring them together and gives me the opportunity to answer all of them. So as a teacher, you can use it to evaluate your learners at the end of every week. So let's click on continue. So once I click on continue, it brings me all of my questions together. So here you can see I have 54 questions. Unlike the previous one that I had just 5 questions. And that is because it has comprised of every subject together, bringing all of the questions for that week together to help me to be able to answer and to ensure that I have probably understood what I have learned. So now is the time for me to take questions from you. From you. So if you have any questions for me, I would love to take them right now. So, and once again, thank you. I can see you, YouTube user. I can see you, Taiwo Ayomide, Tohi Badeni, Simeon Atoyebi, Fumilola Kolawole. So, if you have questions for me, please ask those questions. I would like to take them now. We promise we won't take much of your time this time. I am open. We won't spend up to 1 hour in this session still. Please, I'm waiting. YouTube user, please, your question. Taiwo Ayomide, your question, please. I am still waiting. I am still waiting for your questions. So we would like to take your questions. Are we saying we all understood everything I've said? Please, I would like to hear from you. I would like to really hear from you. YouTube is, are you saying you understand everything? Uluwatosin Rabiu. Any question for me, please? Okay, so while waiting for your question, then let's just briefly go on a quick 1 minute break, just a 1 minute break. So by then, I'm hoping our questions would have been ready, would have thought through, and would have dropped our questions. All right, I am back again and I'm still waiting for your questions. Also, I would like you to know that our customer support team are also on board. So if you have any questions, still on EduTAMS portal, EduTAMS Basic, we're ready to answer you and take them. And also, if you have observations, kindly let us know, notify us so we pick that and we will take note of them. So, still waiting for your questions. Okay, I'm going to take it that we understood everything we've discussed and we've gotten to know how we can maximize the use of lesson notes for improved learning outcomes. And also, we discussed how a student can access this lesson notes and also how a teacher can access this lesson notes. And we hope that learning is going to be fun this term. Learning is going to bet more ideas, and also I would like to tell you that if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get to know when we drop updates, when there are updates, there are informations, and also educative content like this. And when we have webinars also. So click the notification bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also you can follow us on our page, our Facebook page, EduTAMS. You can follow us on our Twitter, our LinkedIn page, also EduTAMS, and also our Instagram page. So, without wasting much of our time, in the absence of no question, also you can reach us. You can reach out to us when you have any other questions, probably after this session. You can reach out to us in your WhatsApp group. You can reach out on our help desk. That's helpdesk.edutams.net. You can reach out to us there and also on all of our social media pages. There's always someone there ready to respond and assist you throughout the journey also. So thank you so much for joining today's session, and we hope to have another exciting session very, very soon. And like I said, please click the notification bell so you get notified ahead of time. So till I come your way again next time, my name is Queensley Ademola, and I'm Digital Education Assistant Manager of EduTAMS. Please do not stop learning and do not stop growing. Do have a great day. Take care of yourself. Bye.